Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dice Commando YouTube channel. I'm Andrew, with you here as always. This is the Commando Cast, a video cast about all things Star Wars Destiny. This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando.
Hey Star Wars Destiny folks, welcome back to Dice Commando and the Commando Cast. Thanks for joining me today. So the new AR8 set, High Stakes, is on the horizon, and this period of the life cycle in the game is always very exciting because we have new stuff coming soon. However, given the current state of Destiny and the fact that we're doing this online and not all of us have people to play with, right now in the life cycle, it can actually be one of the worst times, one of the hardest times to play Star Wars Destiny. Hey folks, welcome back. So we're a relatively short cast day, but I've been, over the last week or so, I've been trying to get games in on Tabletop Simulator and trying to get them recorded up on the channel, and it's been very difficult. And this time of the cycle, when we are leading up into the new set, is typically a very difficult time to play Destiny, both emotionally and just realistically to find a game. So I wanted to talk about that today and kind of why that's the case, and then hopefully the idea is not just a bitch session, but the idea is by identifying that, hopefully those of us in the community who aren't off busy doing other things can try pay attention to that and pay service to that and try and do what we can to alleviate it for the community at large. So the main problem statement, as I see it, and to be clear, this is not a problem statement, but the cause of why, like I said, I believe it's a very difficult time to play Destiny is, in terms of finding games, is that a majority of the regularly active community, especially on TTS, they're off playtesting, right? Once you get within a couple, again, I don't know exactly when they started playtesting, but by and large, that after the mid cycles and they start closing in on the new set release, we know that the guys are playtesting, and we also know that the more playtesters, the better, and we know that the guys guys and gals, the people who care more about Destiny are involved in playtesting by and large, right? So what you do is, and again, everybody only has so much time, right? We only have so much time. So you're going to, those people are spending their time playtesting, which takes them out of the, random Tuesday night TTS pool, right? They don't just log on to do that because they're going to log on to test. So you automatically, but by the playtesting happening, which to be clear, absolutely needs to happen. Like, this is not a shot at playtesting. Don't take that this way, right? I shouldn't even have to say that disclaimer, but I feel like I do sometimes. So the point is that when those guys go off to do their thing, we significantly decrease the pool of Destiny players, which means that the rest of us, it's harder to find a games. And then there's a significant cascade effect from that, which you guys can likely imagine, which is, when I'm only, let's say I'm normally able to play 40 games a week, and I just sat for 30 minutes trying to find a game or something like that, I'm going to be less likely to bust out my casual stuff, and I'm going to be more likely to play the better stuff, right? If you've got 5 decks and you've got a chance to win with 2 of them and the other 3 are like maybe, if you were to sit down and have a game session with your buddy, you might break into those other decks. But if you're only getting 1 game a day, 2 games a day, you're probably most people are sticking with their higher tier stuff. It just makes sense, right? And then the other part of that is that we're also at the end of the meta. So not only are people more apt to play the tier 1 stuff because they get less games, but the tier 1 stuff is also more developed, right? We've had the whole meta. We're at the end. Like, we know that Likely there's no additional changes coming from like an ARH balance standpoint. It wouldn't come at this point, right? So the meta is what it is. It's solved, quote unquote, or at least it's as advanced as it's going to be. So you have this, combination effect of there's not a lot of players, which means it's harder to find games, or there's less, the player pool has been significantly reduced, so it's harder to find games. So those games move to a higher tier, and the higher tier stuff is well developed. So that's really what it boils down to. It becomes very difficult both tactically in terms of actually finding the games online, and to be clear, I'm not talking about like your locals. If you're not COVID restrictioned, I'm not talking about your locals, right? That's awesome, you guys can meet, but what I'm talking about is from the global perspective that a lot of us have been dealing with for the last year and a half, which is trying to find games online. It becomes very difficult, right? So games are difficult to find. The games that are there they're a little more stressful emotionally, and it takes the bottom out of Star Wars Destiny, right? In terms of, that's one of the discussions that happen from time to time, and kind of an ongoing battle is, what's happening to casual of Star Wars Destiny, and that's one of the impacts is that it becomes difficult to play casual when everybody else isn't. So obviously you naturally gravitate, right? And then that's the thing. If I sit online for an hour and I do play my casual game, and then somebody shows up with what just happened to me last night, which was Jawa Mill, like, am I going to, how likely am I going to be to bring a casual deck next time when I sit next to, when I'm sitting for an hour waiting to just play Jawa Mill? Like, and honestly, what happened was after that, I just signed off, like I was done for the night, right? So we might not have games at the end of the week because I was frustrated because I just sat and waited for Jawa Mill, right? And I know that's not happening to me. I know it's happening to a lot of other people as well. So you run into this problem where if you're not, quote unquote, in the cool club, and by the cool club, I mean, if you're not in a club that gives you access to games, if you're not on a Discord where you can find games or whatever, it becomes very, very difficult to get involved. And then, the time duration of that is significant. I mean, we're looking at a 6 to 8 week period of that. Let's just conservatively say 6 week period of that. 6 weeks in the online gaming world is enough to make people not come back, right? So what do we, okay, so fine. With the problem statement and, with the problem statement basically laid out, hopefully it doesn't sound too much like I'm bitching, right? But with the problem statement laid out, what do we do? I don't really have a great suggestion other than just keep signing on and try and keep it casual. I mean, that's the best thing I can say, but then you can only take it to the T. Like, I guess this is still a rant because the solution's pretty clear. It's that we need to keep playing and we need to keep it casual and we need to be friendly. I mean, that's a great statement, but then if you keep getting your face kicked in, I don't know what to tell you on that one. I mean, you just need to be robust, and I mean, we're all human. We can only be robust as long as we can. So, I mean, the other alternative that's very clear and has been very successful is like the Echo-based tournaments, the EG tournaments, Honor Edge Gaming tournaments, or the Artificiary League. But again, that's a whole different tier, right? So that's not really supporting the casual Destiny in the full sense. I mean, if you go look at some of those deck lists, like, they do tend to pump the brakes a little bit, especially in the weekly tournaments, like the Echo-based tournaments, the EG tournaments. They pump the brakes a little bit in terms of what's out there, but it's still not full casual. So, I mean, the best thing to do from a casual standpoint, obviously, is to have a play group and stuff. And if you're not on COVID restrictions, then make it happen, do what you can. But anyway, so I think I think my point's made. I just kind of wanted to get on there and let other people know that. That if you are having kind of the problems that I have, that you can't find games at the right time, or then when you do find a game, it's not great. Come join our Discord. You can find, or the AirH Discord is out there. There's TTS looking for game, right? You can come join the Dice Commando Discord, find games that way. Just do what you can, and just remember that when the new set drops, there's going to be an invigoration. So there's going to be two things that happen when the new set drops. Obviously, there's going to be an invigoration of excitement about the new stuff, but you're also going to return a significant number of people back into the player pool, right? The active player pool, who aren't off doing their secret behind the scenes stuff, right? I mean, it's going to happen. And right now it looks like the community's dead because a good portion, a very good portion, like again, I don't know what the numbers are, but a very good portion of our very regularly active people are off doing that. So basically it's kind of ironic, right? That by adding more life to the game for a short period, we actually remove life from the game. And at the higher tier, and that's the thing, at the higher tier player, I think those guys don't feel the impact because they're probably playing more games than they ever were before trying to get this playtesting. Like they're probably killing themselves in terms of time trying to get this out, which is of course what we need, and it's admirable and like it's the right thing to do. But they don't feel that impact that the rest of us do, right? So I think that's again, I don't know how we solve the problem aside from just getting bigger, right? I mean, we don't. And hopefully, with the work that ARH is doing, we will continue to grow. And TCI and the other people, we will continue to grow. But that's just a real impact of the way that things are being done right now. And I'm not throwing shade. Like I'm not saying anybody's doing anything wrong. Like it's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying a very real impact of that is these lull periods that we have where it becomes very, very difficult at both levels to play. Anyway, so that's it today. I feel like I've just been rambling for the last 2 minutes. But hopefully everyone can kind of take that to heart and remember, if you're a playtester, every now and then it's probably not bad to throw yourself back into the regular meta and see what us normies are playing too. It'll probably help you out with the playtesting. So anyway, folks, thanks for joining me today. Remember, log on those TTS games, play, help build the community, and go Commando.